we're missing Glick tonight. So Jeff and
well, we're
myself,
not missing him. He's just not here.
He has gone missing, but we don't miss him.
He's gone missing.
So Jeff and I are going to be running a podcast show about our feelings. Lord help us all. So we'll see how this goes. Chaka, good to see you up here, buddy.
Pistol out of your mouth.
getting this all tweeted out. Maybe I can get some people in here to say what's up.
God love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did share the link out, so any guys want to come up, even the ladies, if you want to come up and kind of give your thoughts on mental health, I guess. I don't know. I'm not usually up here. They're not the issue.
I think it's funny because I'm up here every Monday night, and I come up on Saturdays, and I used to be up on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Mondays, and now I only do Mondays, and I could not do this intro if you paid me. Like, I'm just we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on everything.
Right there, bio.link/Nonsensical Network. You can check out all our stuff, including our line merch, where you can kind of spread us on you at myspreadshop.com. There you go.
God, I love the way
I've taken care of it. Yeah, I know it gets you all hot and bothered.
So I do have a new graphic for the mental health thumbnails. How I did one last week. I did another one today.
Graphic.
Send it over.
I'll show you if you'd like to check it out. What's up?
Yeah.
Is viewer discretion advised?
You sent me your snap.
You can
sent me
see
your
it.
snap, right?
I don't have Snapchat.
Well, that kind of explains that.
I have you on email.
WhatsApp
doesn't pay, so why the fuck should I care anyway?
Yeah. Agreed. You got WhatsApp, Chaka?
I don't have WhatsApp. I have YouTube, Telegram, Discord, Twitter, Rumble, X, Facebook, all that stuff.
Oh, I was gonna say
he also has a cell phone because he's a normal person.
OnlyFans.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, there you go. No, because like Blaze and I are all in on WhatsApp. I love using WhatsApp. There we go. There it is.
I got Connor, Jeff, Blaze, me in the middle. I got Untrace.
I always get a cigarette. I love it.
Pastors on the left side.
I don't like how fat that makes me look.
It's because you got your leg crossed.
Yeah.
No, my stomach is a circle. No. My stomach is a circle in that photo.
We stand next to each other. We make the number 10. I'm just saying.
Those AI photos are fucked up, man.
You know what? I wish I had the money to just play with them all day long. I was saying before the show, we're doing kind of a weekly bro check on this one. And I gotta say, this past couple weeks have been kicking my ass, to say the least. As I was telling Connor right before we started, because I literally just finished another show, literally right before I came in. I'm doing a lot of work on Upwork, and Upwork's great. I mean, there are small jobs and it's literally everything I do is work from home. So I literally sit here from 8:00 in the morning until it's time to do the show. And I make phone calls. I'm right now currently doing 5 different jobs.
Wow.
Yeah. I think today alone, I made a little over 180 phone calls. Just knocking it out.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, it's actually a lot of the stuff I'm doing. Like I took a job today that is literally calling people that have already sent in info and they want an appointment. So I'm appointment setting. I'm calling, hey, you sent in.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're essentially the assistant.
I'm basically a virtual assistant for multiple people. And the problem I have with Upwork comes down to one simple thing. If I finish a job today, I get paid next week. So it's like that week in between is like, ooh, I got to eat today. How am I going to do that one?
Food is for the weak.
Hey, I did 2 days without, but it is what it is. I got chicken today, so I'm good. But I got paid today for what I did last week, which should sustain me until I get paid on the next one, so I'm good. But it's one of those things. Once you get a couple of the jobs that I took, they wanted to put me under contract, so they're going to pay me up front and then pay me at the end as well. Yeah. And the numbers they're throwing at me, holy fuck, dude! I'm like, so how much is that new truck I want? Like the one guy, he was talking about giving me like $40,000.
Yeah, see, those contracts are big enough so that you can buy that truck in cash and then turn around. And as long as you have the truck, food is for the week.
I'm into that.
You don't need
live off the fumes of the exhaust, baby. Because Jesus, no, because I kind of changed my stance. Glick and I were talking about. We both love the Chevy Colorado ZR2.
Yeah.
However, I found out they make a Silverado.
Yeah, they make a Silverado version now.
It's only $20,000 more, and I'm like, you know what?
It's like $80,000, isn't it?
Oh no, the Colorado is $80,000. The Silverado is 110.
So the Silverado pushes six figures.
Yeah, but it's fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But the funniest thing is, like, I went and looked at them when I first found out about them. I gotta go see one of these things. I look so funny getting out of a fucking Silverado. I'm 5'3" and it is 2 times taller than me.
Bro, Kevin Hart would look like Shaq standing next to Jeff.
Well, Kevin Hart and I are actually the same height.
No, Kevin Hart's like 5'6".
I looked up. Danny DeVito is actually shorter than me by an inch.
Well, Danny DeVito played the Penguin. I would kind of hope you didn't resemble him in any way, shape, or form.
You know what he got paid to play the Penguin? I'm in. Fuck you. Jesus.
I'm gonna change the
$120,000.
I'm gonna change the AI photos up and I have your legs swinging off the chair.
There you go. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, because I don't get made fun of enough for being short. Yeah. Just take Connor's off.
Yeah, you can take my legs away in that photo if you make my belly flatter.
I have something to say about being the short guy. Glick being like,
it's really easy to give head.
No, but the beauty of it is, like, being a car guy. I don't give a fuck what vehicle you can give me. I can drive it. But if somebody like Glick, who's like 6'14", gets in a fucking Mazda Miata, he won't fit because the windshield is here. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things. One of my buddies, when I was still living in Ohio, he and I worked together. It was the funniest thing. He was 6'6", and me being 5'3", we'd walk into somebody's house, change it to the water heater, and people go, "So you're gonna change my water heater?" Got it. But when he went out to buy a Corvette, and he's like, I had to get a convertible, and then I got in it right before signing the paperwork and realized I couldn't buy it. I was like, "Why not? Corvette's cool." He's like, I stared at the top of the windshield. I was like, I'm going to buy one. I bought a used one the next weekend just to fuck with him.
That's what I used to work at Safe Light, and a lot of the cars that would, I don't know. I think it's because of the angle of the windshield, but the Toyota Yaris was one that I replaced a lot. And to do this, you have to get in the car. You have to fish a string through so that you can cut through the urethane, and then you got to fish it back through all this fun stuff on the inside.
Huge pain in the ass.
Those Toyota Yaris's were the most difficult car for me because they were such a pain in the ass to get in and out of.
Really?
They were
don't have
so
that problem.
Fucking tight. They were so tight.
I have zero problem. It's like what Benji does for a living. He works in crawl spaces. I can stand up in a crawl space.
Crawl space? You mean a basement?
Well, actually, I used to work for a insulation company, and we'd do new construction. They'd finish the house, and we needed insulation. The place was called North Central Insulation, and they sent us over one day to do the basement. And the guy I worked with, I think he was 6'9", And he was like, I love doing these basements. They're so easy. And I'm sitting there grabbing the stilts out of the truck going, fuck you.
Fuck you. What are these vaulted ceilings? Nope.
Right?
Standard
No,
9-footer.
But they, you know, where the ceiling meets the concrete wall of the basement, you have these little boxes that you have to put in between the floor joists. And you literally spend half the day cutting out little boxes that fit out of insulation, and then the rest of the day standing up on stilts going, you know, and moving down the line. Once I got everything, you know, I'd get them cut. He'd just sit there and go, and I just sit there and cut insulation all day. It was fucking awesome. We were done by noon.
Wow.
But I don't mind being short. You know, I never have to worry about, you know, the funny thing is like I go to the grocery store and, you know, they have shit on the top shelf. I'll climb the fucking shelves. I don't give a fuck. Because it's cute when I do it. If you do it, it's like, what the fuck's that asshole doing? It's cute when I do it.
It's not cute when you do it. When
it's
you do it, it's like a sewer rat. It's like a
They're
sewer
like, look
rat
at that old
climbing on
monkey.
the shelves. People walk by and try not to look at you. They don't sit there and go, "Oh." They go.
Well, I give zero fucks. I give zero fucks when I'm in a grocery store and something.
Knocking all the cereal off the.
Don't even give a fuck. I don't work here. Fuck you guys. Put it on.
Well, you get your
shelf.
tricks to the top. Like
the short little fat guy wants his Lucky Charms. They're on the top. I'm getting these bitches.
Jeff goes to Walmart and acts like a cat, dude. He just hops onto the top shelf, walks around, and starts knocking glass shit onto the floor. Staring at the workers. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm all the way up here.
I watched a movie or a show. It could have been a YouTube video. I don't remember what it was, but it was a shorter guy, had a tall wife, and he's sitting there looking at the groceries, and then his wife's behind him, and then he kind of looked at her. She picks him up. He grabs whatever he needed, and he sets him back down.
Well, it's funny. My wife is actually like 8 inches taller than me.
Oh, okay.
And when we first started dating, my buddy of mine was like, dude, how do you deal with her being so much taller than you? I'm like, bitch, I'll climb that like a tree. Don't you worry about it. You know,
once he's finished, he'll base jump off her shoulders.
Oh, you have no idea. With the backflip and all, man. But you know, the
perfect landing, just
landing. And he sticks the dismount. Yeah.
3 dudes pop up from out of your closet holding up pens. Who are they? Never mind. Fuck it. I stuck the landing. We're good. I got the goal.
I dated a girl in high school, and you know, first she didn't want to go out with me. You know, you get a lot of, as a short guy dating taller women, you learn really quickly. A, you got to be the funny guy. B, you have a disadvantage over the guys at 6'6" and you know whatever. Obviously. But I always say the same thing to all the ladies when I'm trying to hit on them. Hey, we're all the same size laying down, baby. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It seems to work.
That's a new one.
Oh, hey, we're all the same size laying down.
I'm looking at at backstage currently. That's a new one.
Yeah, I saw that. What are you looking at the backstage? It's new.
That's not. I'm here. I'm not there.
Yeah, I get it. No, the struggle of being a short guy. There's no real struggle, honestly. Especially where I live. I'm in Mexico. I'm like the tallest thing around. I blend so well.
It's a picture of me during this show.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I constantly, like, I go to the mall and I one of my buddies, he recently moved to Canada. Well, about 3 years ago, he moved to Canada. Tallest Mexican I've ever met. Dude is 6'4", and you know we yeah. I see what you did there. I see what you did. He and I walking through the mall. Everybody looks at him instead of me because, you know, it's funny. When I first moved here, I took a job doing body piercing tattoos, and I had 15 piercings on my face.
Oh wow!
You know, if you count my ears, because I had, you know, all the way up. You know, you doing body piercing, you get bored. And you're like, Start sticking holes in yourself. And, you know, you go to the grocery store and, you know, you got all these piercings all over your face. People's like, what the fuck? So you get used to people staring at you. But I can walk around naked next to this 6'4" dude, and people be like, that is a 6'4" Mexican. Don't see that every day. Oh shit, there's a naked guy. You know, I'm the second glance. But I have no problem being short. It doesn't bother me anymore. It used to bother me a lot.
Anyway,
now not so much. Not so much.
So I'm over here tripping out, looking at the backstage. How you been this week, Chaka? We've been on the subject of Jeff for the last 21 minutes.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been getting used to working nights, so finally got my sleep down and realized that I got a lot of time during the day. Wife's out, kids are at school, and I'm like, this is pretty nice, man. Working on some content.
Yeah, what's up this Back to the Future video that I'm seeing here in the comments?
Back to the Future?
Right there.
Enjoy Back to the
Future. Oh, and somebody sent it to you. Oh, okay. Never mind. Stupid. I can't read.
Okay, the Back to the Future. Yeah, I gotta go back and I wrote it down somewhere. Did you come in from Thomas? Did you come in from Twitch? And now you're over here on Telegram. Is this the more? Yes. Okay.
On Twitch
cool.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah. I love those movies. They're perfect.
Easy. So we're gonna do a conspiracy theory. I'm gonna have to move it to tomorrow, but we're gonna do a conspiracy theory, like live stream. I've done a couple of those, and he popped in from Twitch, and he sent me a Back to the Future video to check out.
Ooh. Is there a conspiracy theory with Back to the Future?
I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet.
I'm curious. Those movies are perfect. Don't fuck them up too hard.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Back to the Future predicts 9/11. It's a 10-minute video. Yes, that's what.
Wait, what?
God, I fucking hate people. Jeff, don't entertain.
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna entertain it because
be better than
you're gonna ruin those movies for me.
But I'll check it out.
We just finished the car show thing, Benji. It's actually the new show that we I literally just got done doing is right here. It's Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations. We just finished that first episode, kind of an intro to the concept. It's going to be interesting.
Anyway,
but yeah.
So I've had myself a fairly decent week so far. Nothing too crazy going on. I'm trying to think what all we've done.
It's Monday.
Last week, you dum. Look, there's the real
what's up?
When I got kicked, I laughed so hard.
Wait,
I
what
don't
happened?
trust anybody.
That was me in the comments, man. That was me.
Rock, I don't trust anybody, man. I know better.
I just kept kicking it and changing the name in the photo over and over and over again. So they just was like, yeah, get him out of here. How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, Connor. It's been a while.
It's because he only does Mondays and then complains about how long the show goes.
Oh, Connor.
I do not complain about how long the show goes. I just dip when I need to because I have 3 littles that I have to, corral. I can't even say that I'm raising them. I'm just kind of like the sheepdog.
Exactly.
Making sure they don't get like super fucked up or anything like that.
There's nothing better than being a stay-at-home dad because you just kind of gather them in a huddle go.
I've given up on any semblance of control when it comes to my children. It's just they're gonna do whatever the hell they want. It doesn't matter if you spank them. It doesn't matter if you have them do 1,000 push-ups. It don't matter if you take every electronic on planet Earth away from them. They're gonna keep being assholes.
Oh yeah,
and they'll do the opposite of whatever.
Yeah.
Hey,
go upstairs, go brush your teeth and get ready for bed, okay? And just go get in bed. Okay. Half an hour later, they'll be up there screwing around. Have you brushed your teeth yet? No. What have you been doing?
But why is the bathroom ceiling wet?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Have your kids learned how to wet the toilet paper and make it stick to the walls yet?
No.
I did that all the time as a kid, man.
I'm going to teach your kids some stuff. Let me tell you, because
what I used
my
to do
kids
was
learned that fact the other day. I walked in the bathroom and I was like, "What the fuck?" My neighbor came knocking on the door. What happened?
Have you ever, as a
you better walk away before you break another arm.
Have you guys ever, as a kid, tried to like pee on the ceiling? I remember doing that like at 5, trying to pee on the ceiling.
No. I remember.
Okay, so first things first, did you make it? Did you hit the ceiling?
I did. I made it. I did make it. But I couldn't dry it was the problem, so my mom caught me. Because she did like it dried and it's yellow on the roof. There's nothing she could do about that one, you know? So
my dad would be in prison and I would be dead.
Yeah.
Well, you guys say that you were saying the wet toilet paper thing. My kids I just want them to pee in the toilet. Their aim is so bad. They got worst aim ever.
Believe it or not,
on the shower curtain.
I have zero problem with that. The problem I have is I don't know what it is about my kids and when they take a shower or a bath, but I swear to God, they get it downstairs. They get the water downstairs.
Yes.
Like the other day, my kids were taking a shower, individually. And I'm sitting down here, I was working, and I started noticing water trickling down the stairs. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We're showering. Really? Are you using a hose? Thank God I don't have carpet.
Wait, how did they flood it? Were they in the bath or were they in the shower? Like, how did
I don't have
work?
a bath. We don't have a bath because Mexico doesn't have, like, I've never seen a house in Mexico with a bath, except for the one I helped install one. But what they took the shower head off, so instead of a shower stream, it was a solid stream. And they left the shower curtain open, and from floor to the top of the shower area is only about 4 inches. It's like a row of blocks.
Right.
And it was going over that because it was so powerful and just slowly trickling down the stairs. I was killing myself going to the stairs to yell at kids because
my
concrete is slippery when wet.
My kids' bathtub has the shower bathtub combo, and they have a shower curtain. If that shower curtain's outside the bathtub when they're taking a shower, then it floods the whole freaking bathroom. I got carpet in the hallway, and the carpet will get wet.
Yeah.
I have.
However, it does give you the chance to go out and buy a new shop vac.
Yeah.
See, Connor would have a problem with that because there's stairs,
Rock, believe it or not, since my last surgery, stairs, not as big of an issue. Still moderately problematic, but not nearly as big.
Water come down your stairs. All your stairs are wood, aren't they? They'd swell up and you have to replace all that shit.
Yeah.
See, so like 2 or 3 weeks ago, my wife and I were on Zillow. We were just kind of like looking at houses for fun because we live in the fucking hood and we didn't realize that when we bought the house. But anyway, I digress on that issue. We found our current house on Zillow and we looked at it and we looked at like the historical photos of it. And 6 years ago, the floors in this house, which are original to this house, which was built in 1909, were perfect. I mean, beautiful. But they sold the house. Yeah, they sold the house 6 years ago and rented it out for 6 years straight.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
And in that amount of time, these floors they look like they're 300 years old.
I
got so fucking mad. And then I went into the laundry room the other day and I had to move the washing machine out of the way so that I could get back behind because I dropped a fucking piece of clothing back there. And when I stepped on where the washer goes, it was soft.
No.
And I have hardwood. And I was like, I
love a hardwood floor, but Jesus Christ.
I'm going to pretend that was a sponge. And I'm just going to back out of here, grab what I need. It's not a problem till I see it with eyeballs and I don't just feel it.
Yeah.
Getting
I would love hardwood floors.
They're so expensive, man. Like
They are.
They're so expensive. Even the older ones.
I did find a set. They almost fit like tile.
Yeah, Benji, you're right. I work in the industry. I 1000%. Yeah. Just let's move on. Let's move on.
You're gonna find your washing machine in the basement one day.
Just leave it to blame it on the kids. So when the kids go and they fall into it, be like, "What did you do?"
Yeah. Dude, I blame my kids for everything. My wife thinks I'm a goddamn saint. Why is this broken? I don't fucking know. I didn't fucking do it. Meanwhile,
so
I have the hammer in my hand.
up.
All right. Can we just admit? Have you, Jeff? I'm Jeff. Have you blamed them for something you've done?
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Why is there toilet paper on the ceiling?
All the liquor out of the liquor cabinet in 2 days. That is ridiculous.
I've got a great
I
story.
love that you think I have a liquor cabinet.
Oh, Chaka, I gotta hear this.
Okay, so I blamed my kids for something that they ended up not. It wasn't even their fault. Me and the wife went out. I got first of all, my kids. My oldest daughter is 24. She's in the military. She's already out of the house. Then I have 21, 18, and 13 that are here. So this is when they were younger. Older brothers watching the two younger brothers. They're playing video games. Me and the wife finally got to go out and have dinner and drinks, a night to ourselves, right? Well, we got pretty drunk. We Ubered there, Ubered back. And I came in. I was like, "Hey, guys, what's going on?" Okay, so we had a great night. I came walk in the house. "What's going on, guys? Everything good?" "Yeah, they got pizza." I'm like, "Cool. They actually are responsible." I didn't see my wife behind me. I thought my wife just went straight to the bedroom behind me, but she didn't. But that'll come later. So she disappeared. She went to the room, I thought, and I went to use the restroom. When I went to use the restroom, I seen that the toilet seat was totally ripped off. The top lid, then the cushion you sit on, was ripped off and inside the trash can next to the toilet and in the bathtub.
Nice.
And I was like, "What in the hell happened here?" Go back in there, tell the boys, "Hey, boys, what happened with the toilet?" All of them look at me. "I don't know." I was like, "Come on, guys. It's cool. You're sticking up for your brothers, but what happened to the toilet?" I don't know what happened. And then I'm getting upset. I'm like, "You fucking lying. You're lying about the toilet. You broke the toilet and you're lying to me? But deal with you guys tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. I'm being a jerk, Dad."
When I'm sober.
They were so mad at me. They were so pissed. And then so I go to bed and we woke up in the morning and I'm driving. Me and the wife are driving and she's like, "Hey, the kids are so pissed at you." I go, "Why?" She goes, "You got upset at them." I go, "Babe, they broke the toilet." And she goes, "Oh my God." I broke the toilet. So what she said, what she did, she went into the bathroom and she was going pee. She was drunk, mind you, and she got dizzy and she fell. She held on to the seat of the toilet and fell and it ripped it off. And then got up and went to bed. And so I went into the restroom and I saw a busted toilet and I was like, "My kids broke the damn toilet."
Yeah.
So I guess I was so upset. The kids weren't talking to me. And for me, the way I fixed it, I was like, "Look, guys, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm driving with the boys in the back of the car. I'll let you guys cuss me out until we get home. Free, say whatever you want." My two older boys didn't say nothing. They just looked at each other. And my youngest, he was probably 8. Sweetest kid. Never cussed. He's the sweetest kid. The other boys weren't saying nothing. And then my youngest looks at them and he looks at me because he was the most mad at me. He's like, "You guys aren't gonna say nothing?" He goes, "That's Dad. He's a fucking bitch." I was like, "Whoa."
Pull the e-brake. What the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, "Okay, we're done. We're even.
You're not allowed to cuss anymore. Also,
man.
boys, if your brother comes into school with a
Retract
black eye,
my
don't worry
previous
about it.
statement.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
Yeah." So
That's
that
funny.
was my dad.
Dad's a fucking bitch.
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything I like. My kids get blamed for.
story
Of
of the
like
toilet.
immediate anger that I would feel. I would be furious as soon as the fucking came out of their mouth.
I would.
Dad's a fucking anything is not a good way to start a sentence.
And he was so disappointed in his older brothers for not saying nothing. Like they were being quiet. And he would look
because
at
they've
me.
like from their past experiences.
Yeah. He was like, "You guys say something. Dad's a fucking bitch." I was like,
Like, no, they haven't finished carving my gravestone yet.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great.
No,
I
no, I
definitely,
know
as a
better than
kid,
that.
got I took the blame for stuff in order to get favors out of my siblings. So I would like,
I wish I would have
yeah.
thought of that.
Yeah, oh, I cashed in big time, man. I was getting allowances for there's 4 of us. So anytime they messed up, they would just come to me hey, Rock,
You got
can you
an
take the
allowance?
Yeah, they got
Jesus.
yeah. Not
God
me. I was
damn.
always in trouble.
Richie Rich.
I was always in
God
trouble. I didn't,
damn.
but I was, you know what I mean?
I
And
don't
my
know
mom
where
couldn't
this
figure
white
out.
privilege is. I don't have any of
Look,
it.
Yeah.
for real.
I want to live with your family where I got a
Yeah.
allowance.
No, it was cool. My mom gave us we got $5 every month, and it was cool.
Wow.
We got to use it on the ice cream truck and all that good stuff. But I would cash out big time. I was
could just
raking in
see.
like
I could see.
$25,
I could see Rock
man.
out there. I came.
Yeah.
All of
I
his
sure
brothers are
was,
standing
man.
up on the porch and motherfucking piece of
Yeah.
shit. Fuck you, bitch.
I have a question for you guys. Did you ever do something as a kid and get away with it, and then years later, in your 20s and 30s, tell your parents about it? Like, did you know I did that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing my kids are telling me stories now, stuff that I didn't know. They're telling me that. And I'm like, you turd.
I'd be like, dude, you're not 18 yet.
My
No, I'm talking like
older ones are telling me.
The last time my dad was in town, we were sitting around drinking beer with a couple buddies and shooting the shit. And Dad mentioned that he just sold the tractor that he bought brand new in 1986. Well, in 92, my cousin from Chicago had come down, and before Dad left work, he's like, we had just filled in a creek, and he's like, while I'm away, there's an old mattress that the fabric's all gone, so it was just the springs. He wanted to use it to pull behind the tractor and level it out, and he's like, it's buried, it's been there since God was a boy, and he's like, if you guys can get that out, I'll give you $10. Well, I knew where Dad kept the keys to the tractor, and I'd never driven the tractor without Dad around. So I went to the barn, got the tractor out, and we tied a chain to it. And I didn't realize that my brother had put the tractor in the highest setting for highest speed. And I dumped the clutch on that motherfucker at like $4,000. And it stood straight up.
Yeah.
And then stalled out.
Did it fucking fall back on you? That was what I was thinking about.
It stalled out. And then after that, I climbed down, and then it slowly just landed back on its wheels. And I told my cousin, let's get this thing out of here, park that thing. We're never going to tell my dad. And I told my dad that story, and he's like, you're a fucking asshole.
That's funny. That's crazy. Now, that's crazy expensive. I haven't done anything like that. That's just insane.
Well, oddly enough, it was in mint condition still.
Hey, what's up, Lazy?
What's up,
Lazy?
Lazy?
What's going on, man?
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Same old shit every day.
What about you, Rocky? You ever were you the one that asked the question? Did you ever?
Oh yeah. Look, my grandmother had this, those old school, it's super heavy, real wood glass, like wood and glass tables.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother had the table for I'm talking a long time. Her great grandmother had this table. Well, when I was a kid, I was very much so into WWE or WWF at the time.
Nerd.
Yeah, so I thought it would be very, very funny to take my little brother and give him the people's elbow, because I've been hearing The Rock
naturally.
So long.
As
so
one
I
does.
laid him out, and he laid on the table, and I thought I was just gonna, fake it on his tummy. No, I completely fell and slipped on my socks through him. He went through the table. Thankfully, he was fine. By the way, he was okay. But this table was. I went to the garage. My grandpa had wood glue and super glue, and I put that whole table together in 3 hours. I put the whole thing together in 3 hours. She never found out. Never found out. Actually, so it was funny enough. It was my grandfather's funeral.
My ass would have been like, never. There was an earthquake. Like, there's no
I would've
earthquake in
left.
this part of the world.
It was at my
Started packing.
grandfather's funeral. Maybe was that 4 years ago? Was when I told her, and it was as a joke. Like I was just like, yeah, I broke that table, so I know that real furniture, like real men like him, were made in that period of time. But so was that table, because I mean, I don't know how it survived, but I put that thing back together and I had no idea what I was doing. I was freaking 9 years old. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like,
and I'm talking
when
glass, man. I glued glass together.
Man.
And you
I don't know how.
That
I don't know how it
says
wasn't
you
found
did
out.
an amazing job
The
if nobody
fear
noticed.
of being a little kid that fucks up. You're like, I'm gonna glue this glass back together perfectly.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
gonna notice.
It went back together. I couldn't believe it. Oh man, yeah.
Oh, good
So
Lord.
that was fun.
I had one that didn't last that long. It lasted maybe a good 7 years, but I did end up getting caught. I still lived at home. I was probably 13. My younger brother's 4 years younger than me. We were wrestling. You remind me because you're talking about WWE. We're wrestling in my room. My room leads to the living room outside, and we're wrestling. And he threw me towards the wall, and I went to stop myself. Mind you, we weren't rich. This was a cheap house. The walls were very thin. There was no insulation. And he threw me against the wall. I went to stop myself. My arm went totally through the wall, through the other side into the living room. So my hand is outside into the living room. So there's a giant hole that you can't miss when you walk into the house. So what I do, I move my dad's gun shelf in front of the hole. And he just thought my mom moved it. And he, for 7 years, never moved that damn
For
thing.
7 years.
I put a whole picture on it on my side. So nobody knew until we were moving. He's like, "What happened here?" I was like,
I was like, "What'd you do?"
Yeah,
You get the old Chris Farley.
right now.
What'd you do?
So funny, man.
I don't
So
have any
funny.
stories to add to this because my mom just called me in the middle of this little segment we're having. And I'm like, maybe I'm not going to say that story. I didn't even answer the phone. God love her.
Oh no, man! It's like he's like, nah, I never did anything wrong my whole time, man.
Nope,
I was a
I
fucking
totally
angel.
wasn't upstairs practicing karate moves next to the bookshelf, and then thought to myself, that bookshelf's made of wood. I see
can
them
take
break
it out.
boards. Like, I bet I could break.
I
one
see
of
where
those.
the
Yeah,
logic
I
is
got
going,
this.
and I
And
support
so I
it.
took my
I
elbow
support
and straight through the middle of that bookshelf on like one of the edge pieces so that it wouldn't break the whole bookshelf. And that edge piece just snapped right off. But it was like loud as fuck. And my parents were
Thought you were
downstairs.
cool as shit, though.
Yeah, I bet it
So what I
felt
did was
amazing.
I quickly picked up the piece that fell on the floor. I cut
like
my elbow
Bruce
with
Lee
it
for a
and then
minute
fell
there.
on the floor.
I could just.
My dad
I bet
upstairs.
afterwards you were probably just. I think I'm Chuck Norris right now.
Yeah, man.
Strongest man on the planet.
Dude,
I walked
that
away
was
from
a
that
sudden boost
bookshelf
in
saying,
confidence,
"Be like Watson, my
guaranteed.
friend."
Yeah, for sure, lazy. I mean, that would give me a. But I'll say this, Chaka. I would have such anxiety, like that they would find out that hole is there. Like,
Right?
I don't know if I can take it,
my
every
man.
brother-
day they're in the same room as that hole, I'd be like, I hope they don't fucking look behind that.
Look-
Yeah,
looking
I
back
would be
at that-
sweating it out, man.
Yeah,
I
looking
think it
back
would
at
get
that, though,
easier as time went on. As time went on, I could just say it wasn't me. But like, I would be. Oh, that first 2 weeks, man.
You just sit there sitting on the couch staring at the gun cabinet.
Yeah, I'm just staring at
Yeah.
the gun.
Yeah,
the reason,
just
the
staring
reason
at
we
it,
didn't get the
looking
reason
at
it
it
wasn't a
while
big
it
deal
looks
when he
back
found
at
it. The reason it wasn't a big deal when he found it is because me and my brothers destroyed that house. That was the least a little hole like that. He was probably like, eh.
He's like,
I remember there's another time my brother was doing front flips on the bed. His bed's right by the window in the room. I don't know how he didn't get hurt, but he did a front flip and then out the window, a story down, landed on his butt and was looking up at me. He never did he didn't get hurt at all, but he flipped out the window. We just destroyed that whole house. It was just everything was messed up.
Chaka.
See, I've decided that drywall is actually not nearly as expensive as I thought it was. The problem that I have with having to fix drywall holes in my house because my two boys are absolute fucking animals who belong outdoors. What I've realized is it's not the cost
Born
of
in the
fixing
basement,
drywall
never
that
brought
sucks.
up.
It's the fixing the fucking drywall that sucks.
Yeah. Drywall
So
works.
every time there's a new hole in the fucking house,
one sheet
Nikki's
every
like,
year.
"Can you fix that?" No, I can't fix it. Why don't you fucking fix it?
No, my
sucks.
grandfather built the house my parents bought. I think we moved in. I was like 5, and it sat on 27 acres, and it had a 2-car garage. And my cousin and I used to climb on the roof of the 2-car garage for no reason whatsoever, and we would jump off of it because we're stupid. But before we would jump off, we would be nervous about jumping off. So we would rip off shingles and throw them down to see how far it was. And then when the roof of the 2-car garage started leaking, my dad was like, that's the time to replace those shingles. And then we get up on the 2-car garage, start taking off shingles. He's like, there's so many fucking shingles missing. Never found out.
Why are there
But they would end up in the fucking
Must
yard.
be the storms, Dad.
Yeah, it was fucking windy last night. I'm just saying.
That's my brother in the chat right there. He just said, "Yep, I remember that. Not a single scratch when I came out the window."
I don't think I've ever gone through a window.
Chris, you're crazy,
that's
man.
wild.
You're crazy. Just went straight through the window. What's wrong with you?
See, I've fallen off of shit where, like, as soon as you slip, you have that that gut wrenching feeling where you're like, "Fuck, this is gonna really hurt.
This
Is gonna suck when I land." But I've never gone through a window. It's usually like when I was a kid, you climb on top of the playset, and then you climb on top of the playset where like nothing's higher than you, and your buddies at the bottom like, "Jump!" And you're like, "Yeah, you're too scared," and then you fucking do it, and you're like, "Oh fuck."
And you get that weird tingle from your ankles all the way to your head.
Yeah.
And you go, "Wow, that was a terrible fucking idea. Let me do it again."
Oh, that might actually be why I have back problems.
Yeah.
There's so many crazy
I started
stories
airborne
about
in
that
school when I was
house,
5.
man.
Well, it's one of those things.
In that same house, because you were saying you were jumping off the building.
Yeah.
Me and the neighbors, we were jumping off their shed because we were all a little group of kids jumping off the shed. In order to hang out with us, you had to jump off the shed too. We all did it. And then my brother's friend, his name was Juan. I said, "Yeah, Juan, if you're watching this, I'm telling this story." And Juan jumped.
This is one good story.
It's one good story.
Juan.
So we all jumped off the shed, and there was just like dirt and pebbles on the ground. It was maybe 15, 20 feet. All right. So it was Juan's turn to do it, and he jumps off. This is his house. He's our neighbor. And he jumps off, and he goes into the ground. What happened was they had a septic tank that was like barely under the ground, and he went through it, and he was up.
Oh, God.
Chris, do you remember that? He's in the chat. He went up. He was like waist deep in an old
Waist deep in
tank.
shit.
Oh fuck.
Okay, we need to rename this stream to Tuck and Roll from the second story.
Yeah.
Dude, so honestly, I just planned on coming up here and having a little bit of fun because Monday nights are usually so serious, and you bring up a really good point. This is just fun.
Yeah.
No, but the beauty of a show like this is it's therapeutic to just kind of forget everything for the 2 hours we're going to be up here and just fucking tell some stories.
Yes.
Because nobody wants to hear about the everyday struggle of mundane shit, that everybody's going through. Like, yeah, we get it, dude. So agreed. Laughter being the best medicine.
Exactly.
There's days where, and Connor, this, we're cut from the same cloth. There's days where it's like, do I really need to get out of bed today?
I wonder how bad that lead pill tastes.
Right? Yeah. Is lead really that bad for me? I'm just saying. And
Chaka just got it. He just got it. I saw him sit there.
That was a slow burger.
And I saw it.
Timed release.
Lead poisoning that really bad. But and yeah, sometimes it's good to get those thoughts off your chest, but sometimes it's good to ignore them and just fucking shoot the shit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was
100%.
kind of my thought tonight.
that was the same thing that we did the last time that it was just me and Jeff up here.
Yeah. And then we caught hell for it because It's not what that show's about. Shut up. Nobody asked you.
You need 2 Saturday nights this week.
I like that mentality.
But
So Chris wanted me to tell the Wolverine story.
Wolverine story.
Yeah, it's about. Okay, I remember. We were older though.
Were you up in Canada hunting wolverines for the summer?
Wait. So we have to roll into break. I think this is perfect. It's gonna make people want to come back for the second half of this show.
Stay tuned to hear the Wolverine story.
Yeah, upcoming next.
We got a fucking cliffhanger on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. We have the Wolverine story from Chaka.
You got a song already picked out there, Connor?
I'm rolling with it now. I'm about to just like close my eyes.
Copy that. Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna roll "Save Me" by Shinedown, and we will see you guys in just a second.
Yeah, I like that song. That's "Save Me" by Shinedown.
I haven't heard Shinedown for a while.
That's a good song. Welcome back, everybody, to Nonsense Network. We are watching. We're doing Men Caring for Men tonight. And we're kind of doing a little bro check, little tell me a story kind of thing. You can follow us everywhere at bio.link/nonsensical network. You can find all our episodes on our YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to get some merch. Spread us on you at nonsensical-nonsense.myspreadshop.com and check out our merch. What? Fuck you. Blade started.
I love that. I love that so much, man.
Apparently, when I do it, it's
that gummy is finally starting to kick in too. So everything's going to be a little giggly.
So Chaka,
everything gets better once the gummy kicks in.
Wolverines. Which one?
Okay, so it would be the Hugh Jackman Wolverine. And if my brother's still in the chat, Chris, if you're still here, man, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were older during this. I think we were in high school age, and I don't know why he wants me to tell us, but it was funny. So I think it was my dad took us out to a restaurant. We had a really nice, I want to say breakfast. I got like pancake and eggs. My brother got his breakfast. My dad got a big old ham steak. My other little brother's there, and we're just doing father-son breakfast. This is what I remember. Chris, tell me if I'm wrong. It was damn near an adult. Okay, yeah. So I think we might have even been moved out already. So we're adults now. And we're hanging out with my dad, eating a good breakfast. And Chris is just being quiet. He's in the corner and he's playing with the spoons and the spoons and the knives, and he's putting them, in his hands like this while we're talking and everything. And then we look over and we had probably had about a 20-minute conversations, and Chris is still over there just putting everything like this, grown ass adult. And then we look up at him and he's like, "Look, I'm Wolverine." And he goes, "Ching," and he knocks over orange juice, ruins our whole fucking meal, and breaks the glass and just doused my dad with orange juice and ruined all we just got our food, ruined all our milk, and we're just all our pancakes and stuff. And we're just looking at him like, why did you do that? You're a grown man now. and that was the Wolverine story. He said, "Look, Wolverine," and ruined our dinner.
That actually reminds me of a story. My mom had cooked. She had went out, she had gotten a really good deal on steaks. And she made steaks that night with mashed potatoes, the whole fucking 9 yards, right? And when I was a kid, during dinner, you could not drink soda. You had to drink milk. And I loved milk growing up, so it was no big deal. But I was sitting next to my dad, and I was telling everybody about my day, and I accidentally knocked my milk over, and it spilled all over my dad's plate. Dad didn't miss a beat, dude. He just kept cutting his steak. He's like, "Fuck it, what? I don't
care." He's paying for it regardless, so he's gonna eat that milk.
That was an easy decision, though. All you got to do is take the plate, give it to you, and then take your fucking dry plate.
And that's what I said. I said, "I'll take it," and he's like, "Fuck you, whatever." I don't care. Well, it might have been. I don't remember if it was steak or my mom, my uncle, my grandfather's brother.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. He had showed us a new way to make pork chops, where you actually take your pork chops, you put them in a Pyrex pan, and you fill that Pyrex pan up with milk just till it's just to the top of the pork chops. Then you sprinkle cornflakes over it and bake them. The juiciest pork chops you'll ever eat.
What is a pirate's pen?
Way.
One of those glass.
The big glass,
Like
the big
reinforced glass
dishes
that doesn't shatter.
that you put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And-
not true. They definitely shatter.
Well, they
Yeah,
can,
they
but
can.
they're shatter resistant.
But they won't break when you bake in them. supposedly.
Yes.
No, that's what
But
I'm
yeah,
saying. That's false. I've proven it by
Yeah.
accident.
I have two
Like,
actually.
It might have been those. I don't
I'm
remember if
clumsy
it
as
was the
fuck.
steaks or if it was pork chops. But Dad he just didn't care. He's like, it's been a long fucking day.
Right? You weren't gonna push him off that. He was gonna enjoy that if it was the last fucking thing
Right.
he ever did.
Damn straight.
It was one of like he's got milk in his mashed potatoes. He's like, fuck it, use milk to make mashed potatoes, whatever, you know. But it was like I had a glass. It had to be like this fucking big, full, and I knocked the whole thing over. It's on his lap. He didn't even move. He was just like, whatever. I was like,
See, the reason that I know that I don't have nearly as much patience as my parents did is because my parents had way stricter rules that we knew really well how to follow at the dinner table. And I just don't fucking care at this point. With my kid.
well, it's funny. It's like what Chaka was saying about his kid calling it a fuck. If I would have said that in any context to my parents, I would not be here today. I would have been dead.
I don't think I ever. I don't think I ever.
Goddamn body.
I don't think I ever did. Maybe I don't think I did though.
Well, I have a question.
We have an answer.
Well, we've all gotten to that age where we remember the stupid shit we did in our teens, where we're kind of pushing the limit of what we can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody ever try to fight their dad?
I mean, we've gotten into some heated arguments. I
mean,
think. I mean, I remember catching the belt one time, catching it, holding onto it, and I thought he was going to kill me. I was like, I cannot let go of this. I can't hold on to this thing for life because this is the only thing keeping me
Like,
alive.
I refuse to let go forever. We will be buried like this. Because if he gets it free, I will die. No, I remember one time we were actually getting ready to go on a family trip. We were driving out to Chicago to go with family for a family reunion. And my dad and I got into it. And I threw everything I had in my hand down. I said, let's go right here, right now. Worst decision ever. I woke up in the van and we were like an hour down the road.
Yeah.
Because he swung once and I don't remember anything else. And,
Like,
it was we rode 7 hours in the car, dead fucking silence. Dude.
It's hilarious.
Not saying nothing.
It is hysterical to me just because I live probably like, I don't know, a quarter mile up the road from the local high school. And so a lot of the kids walk by the house a lot on the way to school. And I sit on the porch a lot and I sit and vape and relax, drink coffee, Monster.
Clean your gun.
Yeah.
Your gun.
Right. Excuse me, do you know which way the high school is? Back the way you fucking came. There was a Family Guy reference. I'm not actually
I don't
racist.
care what anybody says. That's funny as shit.
You guys want to take a gun? You're going to school. School shootings.
Cleaning my
But
gun.
they walk by the house a lot, and they talk so much shit. They're fucking terrible little kids, and they talk like they'd fight an adult. And I'm like, dude, you're 16. I don't think you understand, because I realize now a 16-year-old doesn't handle a shot from a grown man well.
I mean, unless you're a Mike Tyson, a once in a generation person, no.
No. Like, dude, kid, you don't want to fight me. Just fucking walk down the street.
You're gonna get ruined.
Have a good day.
Oh, I agree.
But like, I remember the point at which my dad said, you know what? I'm not going to be hands-on with you anymore. I was 16. I was 16 and I had messed up, and Dad came to my room. I don't even remember what I did. It was probably something to do with like not doing my fucking homework because I hated school. But like, he came in and he was like,
we all.
My mom wants me to beat your ass, but I'm just going to take your phone away because I don't feel like doing that anymore. I was like, Huh.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
That was
There you go.
like when it happened, it didn't register. I was just like, well, I mean, he
That
didn't
is-
beat my
Fair
ass.
enough.
I guess
That's
good.
all what I thought that
So I
conversation
went
was going to
along
be
with my
like.
life. And I realized now that like that was that's when he decided he wasn't gonna fucking touch me anymore. It's just like maybe
Well,
he's good. Maybe
right
he'll
around
just
the
Thought it was
time-
going to be a whole different way. Like, hey, champ, you know what? You did your best out there today, but you really fucked up. So now I can no longer parent you. Sorry.
I love how you said your dad called you champ. That never happened. I think my dad, when I was between the ages of birth until about 15, my dad said about 4 words to me. So, dude, don't get me wrong, I love my dad.
and
but,
I
like-
love you. We're not them.
It just wasn't
But
reciprocated.
it's-
Is that what you're
You
saying?
know, it's one of those things. It's like my dad is just a stoic guy. Like I attribute my dad to like Silent Bob. He doesn't talk very often, but when he does, you're fucking listening because he's got something to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make
but-
sense.
When I was about 13 years old, my brother and I did something stupid. I don't remember what we did. And my mom, you know, my dad and I had built the basement into a TV room. And we're down there and mom and dad are giving us hell for it. And mom goes, you know what? Just beat them both. And my dad pulled out a cutting board.
Whoa.
Had a handle on it. And my brother never got hit that day because he broke the cutting board on my ass. And they laughed so hard at the fact that my ass had taken so many beatings that the cutting board couldn't hold up. And my brother got away scot-free. So my dad, he said, after they got off the ground.
Did you
laughing,
write that
asking-
wrong later on?
No. You know what they did? They said, from now on, we're never going to hit you again. And I was like, really? We can get away with that? No. We're going to do what your uncle did. You like to work out. And I was like, yeah, I love to work out. I work, I was, on the track team and on the wrestling team and all that stuff. So I used to spend life in the fucking gym. And they said, what? My mom went upstairs and got 2 empty gallons of milk and filled them halfway up for water. And she said, the next time you get in trouble, you're going to stand with your arms out holding these milks. And if they drop,
Whoa.
you get another 10 minutes. Oh. I do that to my kids now because I don't like to hit my kids because
Same.
But I have this thing, like, if my kids fuck up enough, I will reluctantly spank them.
Mhm.
But I don't like to do it because when I got spanked, I'd sit in my room for 45 minutes going, I'll fucking kill you. And I'm like, yeah, one of these days, these kids are going to kill me. So I started doing the milk thing. My kids never fuck up now because after 15, 20 minutes,
I get
holding
all
those
my
gallons of milk,
parenting tips from Guantanamo Bay.
dude,
I said,
I
which
remember-
one of you didn't flush the toilet?
Which one,
the
motherfucker?
waterboarding.
Oh,
Which
your
one?
arms are hard? Well, now
Somebody's
you're
going
lucky
to answer or
you
somebody's going to
can't
drown.
breathe.
It's one of the two.
Bullshit.
I'm at the point now to where I'm just too old to even to get mad. Really, they do something wrong. I'm like, yeah.
How old are you? Like 52, 53?
I'm 40. I'm 43. I'm 43.
Same.
But my dad though. My dad
Why
though
is
was.
it no matter what, I'm the oldest motherfucker on here?
Oh, that's the way.
I don't
that's the
know,
way.
dude.
I mean, I'm only a year older.
Glick makes you look young, though.
I know, right?
Have you guys seen the movie Pootie Tang?
Love that movie.
It's been so
My dad was the Pootie Tang with the belt. The way he did that, it was an art form. He was, and I was like, all right.
You know
But I
what?
never,
was an
I
art
don't know. I
form.
think of my kids.
Culture shock moment.
Oh, Jesus.
My
Christ.
wife, very, very Mexican. Very, very Italian. But her Mexicanness overwhelms the Italian. That
Oh,
woman
wow.
can throw a sandal
Yes.
like a boomerang.
Wait, is she part Asian too?
No. In
Conquest.
Mexico, especially where I live in Cancun, it's 10,000 degrees outside. Nobody wears fucking tennis shoes. It's too hot. But my wife will literally, I can pop beer cans at 150 yards, no problem, with a gun. My wife can do it with a fucking chancla. Just
She's a sniper.
Just Jesus Christ.
Just an absolute
And-
fucking headhunter.
I've literally seen my wife be in the kitchen and my kids be over here in the corner fucking around, and she'll go right past my face and hit the kid. And I'm like, nice.
I truly believe that is a superpower that's in just developed in Hispanic women.
Yes.
When they hit a certain age, you'll just chancla. It'll just happen.
Yeah.
My wife's the same way.
But you never want to see my wife and I argue because I'm German Irish and she's Italian Mexican, which means when we fight, world's end. Because neither one of us will ever admit we're wrong.
Don't walk into Jeff's house. It's World War III.
I've literally had my neighbor there's 46 houses, 86 houses in this big horseshoe we live in. And house number 1 is the farthest away from us. I've had the neighbor come over from house number 1 going, dude, you guys okay? What are you talking about? We heard you yelling. I'm like, dude, you're like 100 yards away. He's like, oh, we heard it. I was like,
Answer the door dressed as Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's just like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Go about your business.
Now, after that,
one delicious bloodstream going down the side
Yeah.
of your face.
well, after that weekend in jail and I broke my neighbor's arm, nobody fucks with me now. They're like, fuck that little short white guy because Jesus Christ.
I don't
Yeah,
even
no.
think Johnny was the one who killed his dog, man. I think it was Eddie.
But Jeff broke his arm and smashed his
It
head on the
broke
fucking-
Johnny's arm anyway, dude.
There was 3 cops out here, and I smashed this dude's head on the cop car. Everybody, the
Fucking
entire
Juan-
neighborhood would.
Juan Wick
What
over
the
here.
actual fuck?
He killed my
Fuck with
dog, dude. He killed my
Oh,
dog.
No
Johnny,
way,
I
dude.
broke his arm and smashed his head on the hood of a cop car.
He fucking deserves it then.
That's what I said, and that's
He
what the
does.
judge
I just
said,
think
too.
that's
What did the
hysterical.
cops say?
The
They're like,
cops were
God damn it, we got to buff this out now. You fucked it up. Our hood's all messed up.
That's why I ended up going to jail. Not because I broke the dude's arm, not because I smashed his
Yeah,
head
you
into a hood
fucked
of a
up
car,
their cop car.
because I did it on a cop car
Mhm.
and dented
Yeah.
the hood.
Makes sense.
And they're like, we were going to
Next
let
time-
you go. And I was like, really? I'm going to spend 36 hours in fucking holding cell because you guys' fucking paint job got fucked up? I'll buff it out. I got a buffer. Don't worry about it. And they're like, no, sorry, we can't.
Well, they didn't know that
Just
ahead.
head into your own car, dickhead.
No, I love my car too much. You know how hard it is to get a dent out of a fucking fiberglass?
You're like, no,
I'm just saying.
officers. I'd rather smash on your fucking hood and be arrested. That's fine.
So,
Just don't-
so when you walked into
don't mess up
when
my
you walked
baby.
into the cell, was it like the movies? You walked in, they're like, "What are you in for?" And you're like, "I smashed a dude's head on a cop car."
No, honestly,
His arm.
the funny thing is they put me in the drunk tank because anytime you get arrested, you get put in the drunk tank, and if you have 2 options:
Stands to reason.
pay the bill and get out, or stay for 36 hours. And I was like, "How much is the bill?" And they're like, 10,000 pesos. I was like, "I'll see you in 36 hours, boys," because I'm not paying that because I broke some fucking asshole's arm. And so
See you in 36
I get in
hours.
there, and of course, everybody in there speaks Spanish. And I walk in, and they're just like, "What are you in for?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it." And the cop, the one
You just
cop
look
that
them
cop
dead in
that
the eye and
put
say,
me in there.
"Gringo shit."
No, well, the thing is, like, by the end of the 36 hours, there's like 6 guys in there with me. It's a big cell, and they were just like, we got out. There was 4 of us that got out at the exact same time, and we went out and had a beer because we were just telling stories about how we all got locked up that day, and then
So
we
you
ended
just
up going out and having a beer.
That's the
That's
story.
a
how you
very
met- that's
unique
the story how you
bonding
met Glick, huh?
experience.
Oh, I met Glick in high school. Jesus, you want to talk about crazy people? We were dumb.
Wow, you
No, that
you know
was
since high
Jeff's
school?
story about the first time
Yeah,
he's heard the word.
Glick and I
pussy.
met. Funny story about how Glick and I met. So we both went to a trade school. It's like you do half the day as regular high school, and then you learn a trade. We went to the Knox County Career Center, and we had both signed up for the same class. During orientation, my dad was like, "I'm going with you." And I was like, "All right, whatever." But so we get there, and I didn't have my license at the time because I had lost it in a drag race. So we get there, and the minute we walked in, my dad goes, "What Jenny, son of a bitch. And I went, what the fuck? And he's like, I know your teacher. We went to high school together. And I was like, I'm not getting away with shit in this fucking thing. I am fucked.
That is the smartest thing you could have come to.
Well, no, the best part was when we left.
That's gross.
We got out of class, out of orientation. We got in the truck, and Dad goes, "You fuck up as much as possible. That guy's a fucking asshole, and I'll do anything to punch him in the mouth." Because apparently, this guy in high school was one of those mommy and daddy gave me everything, and I'm richer than you. Fuck you. And my dad has worked for everything in his life, you know. So when I walked into class first day, I see Glick, this giant fucking beast of a boy. And I was like, big guy, I'm going to be friends with that dude. And we hit it off like gangbusters.
and he just sets you on his shoulder and you guys
he's like, come with me, little guy.
Like a fucking parrot from...
But here's the funny thing. Anybody, our class,
like mega
our
kid
class
from
became
Teenage Spirit.
so tight. Because you would, in our class, each class in this career center, you would have all your classes together for 2 years. So we've come to knock
That's
down,
a
drag
long
out
time
fights.
to get to know each other, especially when you're in your adolescence.
We'd come to knock down, drag out fights between the class. And then we'd get, other classes wouldn't fuck with our class because we had 6 giant dudes just like Glick in there that would go fight to the death for each one of us. But these assholes one day in class, for some reason, and I never participated because I was like, you guys are all 6 foot, 300 fucking pounds. I'm not playing this game. Decided in the locker room, because you get there and you have to go in the locker room and change and do work clothes. These guys decided, because we had about 20 minutes to do so, to start a body-to-body contest in the fucking locker room. For no reason, because everybody thought they were Johnny Badass.
Wow.
Did you say body to body?
They would just box. And the rule was waist up and neck down. And I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this game, boys. I got a hammer. I will pop you on the fucking head. Touch me once.
Fuck it, not playing.
But, oh my God. Glick and I used to get in so much trouble. Because you put us in the room, you've seen Glick and I on here together. We'd constantly give each other shit. It hasn't changed since high school. They had what they called a children's garden that we were building. And we learned concrete for 2 fucking years. And they decided to take one of those giant satellite dishes, the ones that are like 10 feet across.
Yeah.
And mount it on a pole upside down and put a spiral staircase on it with a platform and grow moss on it to be like for the children's garden. So kids could go up and play in it like a fort.
Sounds awful.
It was actually kind of cool. And we got it all welded up and built. And they were like, we got to paint it. And Glick and I are like, we'll do it. Fucking. And the teacher went, not you fucking two. There'll be paint all over this motherfucker. And we went, what are you talking? We're responsible. No, you're not. Okay. Because they were like, there will be paint everywhere. And we were like, you know what? Fair enough.
Did they end up letting you do it or no?
No. They wouldn't let us fucking near it. Not
they
even
made
remotely.
The best decision possible.
No, well, we had to build these. You remember Lincoln Logs?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, those were the best.
We took 8x8 logs, square beams, and we would cut notches. We cut notches out of them with a circular saw, and then you break off the notches. You do a bunch of passes to cut out the notch, and they built these giant forts with them. So he put us on that, and we quickly realized that once you're sawing down about 4 or 5 inches deep, and then you'd have about 25 thin pieces of wood that you'd have to break out. Well, we quickly realized if you swing up at those, they will fly clear across the shop. We turned the game into that, and they only let us do it for 1 day. Then they put us on another project.
Well, did
you
guys have hard hats? What the fuck's going on there?
Well, we had hard hats. We constantly got in trouble for not wearing because we didn't want to look stupid.
Well, that's the day you want to wear them if you're flinging chunks of
wood across. Oh,
yeah.
Well, the best story ever from those days was the school bought a brand new pressure washer.
Oh shit! And they let you guys have access to it.
Oh yeah, we had access to every tool there, and it came with 9 different tips that you could put on it. And we realized that the small tip with enough pressure would cut a 2x4 in half. But what's funny about it, oh yeah,
no way
it would cut a 2x4 in half. It took you about a minute, but it would cut a 2x4 in half.
It doesn't matter. That's gonna be fucked up if you use that on somebody else.
Oh no, Glick did. Glick got in his idea that it would be funny to knock people's hard hats off with it.
Yeah, maybe give him brain damage in the process. That's fine.
I mean, idiot.
Our friend Vincent Morian, to this day, has a C on his head.
Oh man!
Where Glick hit him in the forehead.
No,
he wanted
to. I shit you not. It was the funniest thing ever. We laughed so hard.
Except for the guy that got the C carved into his forehead.
To this day, we pick on Vinny. We will literally random out of nowhere hit him up on Facebook. Oh, I hit him up one day on the show. I was like, Vinny, send me a picture of your forehead. And I showed it on the show like 2 years ago.
That's funny.
That's too much.
We used to do the dumbest shit, man. But like I said, Glick and I have got one of those relationships where we've known each other so long. We know each other's limits. I know when it's time to stop picking on him. He knows when it's time to stop picking on me. Oh, he does. He has a C on his forehead. Like it looks, you know the what is it? The Chicago football helmets logo. It looks like that. It's fake now. It's fake now because it's been like 20 years, but like it was. You could see it a mile away for like 6 weeks. Just this big old scab.
I don't like that fact. That guy. Get a different fact. That fact made me uncomfortable.
So, what my brother said, he said that I have a C on my forehead too. I do have a mark on my forehead from him. When we were younger, we were playing Nintendo, and we had bunk beds, and I don't think I was letting him play or something. So he went to get on the top bunk bed, and he kicked me in the head barefoot, and his big toenail stuck in my forehead.
Jesus!
So his little nasty ass toenail was stuck in my. That's why I have a C on my forehead.
Dude, for life, I would give that guy every Christmas a new pair of toenail clippers. For life.
Yeah.
My brother and I had bunk beds for a while. You remember those old milk crates from school when they would bring those little cartons of milk to get for lunch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My parents had one, and I was up on the top bunk, and my brother and I were throwing shit at you. And I got mad, and I threw the milk crate at him, and it landed on his forehead. And the corner took out a chunk out of his forehead where you could see bone. And I tried my damnedest to get that kid to stop crying before mom and dad found out. I think I was like 12.
You're okay. It's okay. You're fine.
Like, you're fine. Don't worry. We'll get you a fucking Band-Aid. You have any one of my toys, man. Don't say. And, of course, mom and dad heard him crying.
Put a Band-Aid on your skin.
Well, yeah, I wonder why. You just tried to scalp him. I can't imagine.
That it was like the hardest plastic ever, and this milk crate was like this fucking big. It was huge. And I dropped it on his forehead like it was nothing. I think it would be funny.
Those milk crates, right? I can imagine that. You hit that thing in the corner, that'd do some damage.
And oddly enough, the milk crate had been thrown around enough to like. For the years we had it, that all the corners were super sharp.
Oh. When my brother and I were kids, we were outside. It was wintertime, and it had like fresh snow. And we're outside throwing snowballs at each other. My dad had this old silver Oldsmobile that had the steel frame and everything was like super fucking hard. There was zero give to it. My brother decided he was going to hide from me while I was throwing snowballs. He was going to hide behind that. And he went to duck down, and he didn't fucking back up far enough away from the car and broke half his fucking tooth off. And all I saw was his face smack into the car, and I heard him cry. And when I hear my older brother cry, I'm like, ah, fuck, he's about to beat my
That's
ass.
a rough one. Holy shit.
So I ran inside as fast as I could, closed the door, and locked the door. And he's like, for 5 minutes straight, he's on the other side of the door beating the shit out of it. Just suffering, the poor guy.
But you got to think that could have been your face, bro.
There was blood there was blood all over his fucking shirt and everything. I felt like such a bad person. I was standing there going, "Oh, like
I thought it was my fault. It was your own fucking fault."
I thought he was gonna kill me. Not that he was.
He would have. He had gotten to you.
My dad, one day, his buddy came over. My dad has always had a boat, fishing boat. And his buddy came over one day and wanted to go fishing with him. So they took the boat, and this dude had this really nice fucking van. One of those 70s style vans with the airbrush on the side, Krager SS Chrome mags. I mean, he had money in this thing. And I think I was like 10, and I found an awl, like a leather awl, in the garage, and I was playing with it. And for no reason whatsoever, I decided to puncture this guy's tires all the way around.
Wait. There's some backstory there.
What?
For no reason whatsoever.
No reason.
I used to play with, my dad had every tool you would ever need or want. And I would constantly be building stuff.
Tires.
And I was, like I said, I was like 9 or 10. And I was pretending like I was working on this van because it was a really cool van. And for no reason whatsoever, I started seeing if the awl would go through the tire. And it went through all 4 plus the spare. It was $900 worth of tires.
No,
Mickey Thompson 50s.
You popped
all the way
off
around.
Plus the spare. Wow.
It had the spare on the back. They were raised white leather Mickey Thompson tires. They were
how the fuck did you live?
$300 a piece.
I was gonna say you deserve to have your ass beat for that one.
Did you say
nobody knew it was me.
They were the white walls?
No, raised white letter.
Oh.
So basically the white wall, but the letters are white.
Yeah. Damn, man.
And Mickey Thompson's. Yeah, they were talking like 1989.
It's like,
nobody sells Mickey Thompsons locally. You have to order them special.
So did you have
and you pop all 4 plus the spare?
All 5
what
tires.
The fuck?
They're $350 a piece.
Oh my god!
I thought I was gonna die. Nobody ever found out. Nobody found out.
What?
Oh, well, you got to remember, I lived on 27 acres of woods. I hid out in the woods for 3 days. I had a fort out in the woods, and I went out and lived in the woods for 3 fucking days.
Mind?
My dad had no idea where my fort was, and he'd go out and he's screaming, "I know you're fucking out there. Don't come back.
Don't come back.
Like,
You've already been put up for adoption, and we've
dude.
Accepted several offers."
Dude, I would have given you an alarm clock that went off at the same time each day so that you knew when you were going to get your ass beat.
Yeah.
For like the next month and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
They had
hard
no
to hear.
They didn't. I think they knew it was me, but I never really got in trouble for it because they couldn't
get off the farm then JR. No one needs your negativity.
Dodged a big ass bullet.
It was fucking insane, dude.
Like I hope you still get punched in the face for that.
I think later on in life I told my dad about it.
Is your dad still alive?
I hope it was way later in life because that kind of rage doesn't.
So, do you think he's found out by now or no?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he knew then.
We should call him and confirm. Hey, Dad, you remember that time when all 5 tires blew?
Hey, remember that one time?
For no real reason?
I do remember hearing them. The spare too.
The spare too. Honestly,
echoing through the valley.
Not that it would, if you flattened all four, not that the spare would help, but just knowing that is your safety blanket has been compromised.
If I can have one-wheel drive, we're good.
I can just picture your 9-year-old self trying to light a fire in the woods, and you hear the spare too, and he's like, "Fuck, he found it."
Fuck, I gotta kill another deer because I'm gonna be out here for a lot longer.
I left my binky at the house. Fuck.
Oh,
so
man.
outrageous.
I mean, this thing had everything on it, the side pipes, full mural. I mean, this guy had spent money.
I like what Steve says down here. He said one day he's gonna punch you in the face, and when you get mad, he's just gonna say Mickey Thompson.
Mickey Thompson. Fair enough. Deservedly
that
so.
is so spot on. Fucking all four plus the spare. That's
I do remember my dad.
Yes, Dad was
I mean, since we're talking about dad stories,
true crime.
We used to have a big old LTD. Remember those cars, like a tank?
Oh yeah,
it was a green LTD,
like 400 meters long.
Yes, this is the same house where me and my brothers destroyed. This same house. Well, my dad did some damage to it too. In the back of the house,
you guys went alone, huh?
There's a car garage. The brakes went out, and my dad drove into the house. He ended up into the washroom, almost to the kitchen. And I was sitting there, the whole house shook. I'm sitting there watching The Simpsons as a kid, and the whole house shook. And I was like, what the hell? And I look in the kitchen, and I see my dad, and he's like this. And half of the car, I was like, what? And I start laughing. And here comes my mom. Boom, she hits me for laughing. So I sat back down. But ever since then, all the kids in the neighborhood, they would
get knocked back down.
Yeah, they'd make fun of me because they would say your dad made a drive-through window at your house.
Sorry,
you should get out of the car to eat.
I've been laughing since before the punchline because I keep reading that guy's comments.
Right.
But I'm not gonna put him on the show because this is the serious.
Right. Right.
Like Michael Bathurst guys are gonna be in here going, "This is not spiritual at all. What the fuck?"
No, anything with a vehicle, I used to get in trouble with. I got in trouble one time for drag racing the police chief down our hometown main strip.
Okay.
I was dating his daughter.
I hear a story there. Let's go.
So when I was 14, I did a summer job for my uncle. My grandfather started a business. My uncle took over when grandfather died. And on the summer, I would go and help out. I got paid a normal everyday wage, just like if he was 30 and took the same job. And I was working on this one guy's house, and I walk in and I asked the guy, I said, "Hey, what's up? What's the car underneath the tarp over there?" He says, "Oh, that fucking thing. My son bought that in high school. He was going to fix it up and make it cool. He's in college now. He's a senior in college. It's still there. Hasn't moved." I said, "What is it?" "The 1969 Chevelle." I said, "How much you want for it?" He says, "I'll give you $20 to take it." I said, "It'll be gone by the end of the day." Called my pops. And I said, "Hey," called him on the radio because we had radios in the truck. I said, "Hey, you're done for the day, right?" "Yeah." "Grab the trailer, your truck, and meet me at this address. I'll give you $20. Signed the title by the time Dad got there and handed my dad the $20 and wrenched it up on the truck. By the time I was 16, I had the car on the road. 900 horsepower. And
best $20 you ever fucking spent.
It didn't even cost me anything. Basically got the car for free. And worked on it every day after school, every minute, waking minute, I was wrenching on this car. And I was dating the sheriff's daughter, Darcy. We're out cruising. And I pull up at the light. Now, my hometown, 2,000 people total. Very Leave It to Beaver fucking Mayberry RFD.
Uh-huh.
And we're sitting at the light, and a cop car pulls up next to me. And she's like, and she leans over, "Hi, Dad." And he's like, "What a piece of shit." Because he was a Ford guy and he's driving his Crown Vic. And I said, "I bet you anything I'll smoke that little fucking cop car of yours." And he's like, "It's noon on a Wednesday.
No.
So let's do it." I said, let's do it, pussy.
No.
He turns on his lights.
Get the fuck out of here.
We go right up Main Street. And as we get past the courthouse, the mayor is standing on the corner.
This sounds like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard, bro.
I swear to God. I swear to God. And she just literally, she stands there and he slows back and pulls behind me. And then he goes up, pull it over. And I was like, are you serious? And he gets out of the car. He's like, the mayor just called me. We got to go to her office.
Oh, you got called to the principal's office is what you're saying.
Yeah, we got called. And she's like, you fucking assholes. What are you doing?
That's your people. Like, that's the people they hired.
He said, no, I was trying to pull him over and he was getting away.
Oh, what?
And I was like, and his daughter goes, not true. And he's like, you're grounded. And the mayor was like, if I see it again, I'm firing you and getting you. It was like school was in and we were just out of school because we had skipped school that day. And it was one of those things where we didn't get in trouble for it. Yeah. But everybody, like, if I did anything in that car in my hometown, everybody knew who did it. It was a black 69 Chevelle with purple racing stripes. And he'd show up at my house. What are you doing? What? I don't know what you're talking about. The engine's still warm, dickhead. Why is there burnouts all the way up Main Street? I don't fucking know. It wasn't me.
The engine's still warm, dickhead. Love it.
The motor's still ticking. You know, I used to get in trouble in that car all the time.
God, at 16, I didn't even have a car at 16. I didn't get my first car till 18, I believe. It was a truck.
Well, my parents had a rule. I'll feed you. I'll clothe you. I'll put a roof over your head. You want something else? Get a job, buy it yourself.
Yeah.
So my parents never bought me a car. If I wanted something cool, I had to get a job and pay for it myself. And I'm going to do the same thing to my kids. Yep. It's one of those things, you know. But you know,
it's better when you earn it. It's better when you earn it.
Yeah, I moved out. I was out on my own, had my own apartment at 17. 17. That way my 18-year-old hears me.
Right. Well, like 3 days after high school, not even, no, I think it was like 3 weeks. 3 weeks after high school, I was off to the Navy.
Oh, really?
And then I didn't see. We're just telling stories tonight, Bathurst. If you want to come on up, buddy. Kind of knocking the dust off our minds while we kind of discuss whatever. But yeah, I was off to the Navy. I didn't come back to the States. I spent 1 year in the States in boot camp, then buds, and then I was all over the world.
Yeah. My daughter's in the Navy right now. She's been to Sasebo, Japan. She was in Italy. She's a corpsman, and now she's with the Marines out in the middle of the desert somewhere. And you know they're roughing it, but they take care of her. She's hooked up. She's the only medical, so she's like chilling and always sending me pictures. I was like, go do something, go work, do something.
Well, Blaze was in the Air Force, and I constantly give him shit about it because I was like, so you sat behind a desk? He's like, he was humping bombs around and stuff like that. I was like, you were in the Air Force. You sat behind a fucking desk. Don't lie.
Yeah, so like when it comes to building their shelters and stuff, you know, the Marines are doing all the work, and then my daughter just sitting in like a little AC unit.
Yeah, must be rough. I worked for a living when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
But after the first 12 of 24 weeks in buds, the Air Force was looking good, boy. You couldn't pay me to do buds again, especially now. I'm too fucking old and decrepit.
Lazy, did you do any military? Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
I know. Yeah, I never asked. I didn't know if you were in the Navy. No.
Did you?
Way too much of a pansy.
No, I never was in the military. That's why I'm surprised that my daughter went. My grandpa was the only one in my family that was military. He was in the Navy. And my daughter, out of the blue, she had a full ride to college. She had a whole college lined up, graduated high school, and she was very, very sheltered, spoiled the crap out of my daughter. So I thought she's going to college. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, I'm going to the Navy. I was like, yeah, whatever. You don't even know how to use a bank card yet. And she said, no, and then there she goes. She left. I was like, holy crap. She's about to learn.
Yeah, no, she turned into a badass probably overnight too.
She did turn into a badass. She's taken she's turned into a badass.
You know what the most fucked up thing I ever heard in the military is even before I left for basic. I did what's called delayed entry. So my first year of high school, I was already in the Navy. But every day after school, I would have to go to the Navy office and help with recruiting. And part of the delayed entry program, every weekend you would go to the Navy office, the recruiting office, and you'd learn something new. That way you could actually jump up rank before you even go to basic.
Oh, wow.
And my recruiter, his daughter had just gotten out of basic. And somebody that was thinking about joining asked, how in shape will I get when I'm in basic? And this dude said something that has stuck with me forever. He says, well, my daughter just got out of basic and you can bounce a quarter off her ass. I laughed so fucking hard. And he goes, what? I said, dude, that's your daughter. He said, it's true. She's fucking fit as fuck. And I was like, it's your daughter.
That reminds me of back in the day when Jessica Simpson's dad talked about her boobs, and it was the most awkward thing ever.
Right.
Like, dude,
well, yeah, but he was mainly saying the reason why she didn't she start out as like a Christian singer or something like that? And the reason why she wasn't doing well of it is because her boobs were too big.
Oh, Jessica Simpson? I don't know her backstory.
Well, I just remember him talking about her double D boobs. That was a narrative.
It might have been right after, yeah, because I saw an interview with him a long time ago where right after she had done Dukes of Hazzard, he's like, it's so weird to see your daughter slathered up on it was soap and laying all over the General Lee. And I was like, dude, you were in the room for that? I'd have been like, I'll be out here drinking myself to death.
Exactly.
My little girl's half naked on the General Lee.
I'm gonna go medicate this with liquids, so don't bother me.
It would I'd be like, I used to like Dukes of Hazzard, and then you were in it, and
right? I'll never watch it again. I'll never watch it the same way again.
Yeah.
No, being in the military, and Connor, he was in 2 different branches because he's stupid.
How you pull that one off? 2 different branches.
He got out and then re-upped into a different branch because he's.
And you know that was an option.
Oh, it's always an option. I actually, when I got out, I got calls from the Marine Corps. I got calls from the Air Force. I got calls from all of them. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not doing this.
No.
How long were you
in MLS? 4 years. I just did 4 years, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Can't do it anymore.
God, it was I think my daughter's going on her 6th year. Let's see. 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. Yeah, she's going on her 6th year.
No, dude.
Damn. That's crazy. That's dedication.
Well, you know what the beauty of
that's a lot.
The best part about the military that they don't tell you. I mean, they tell you, but you don't really believe it. You can see the world. I mean, you got to work for it, but when you get like, I was in Japan for like 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm not going to stay on base. And a buddy of mine and we rented an apartment above a restaurant, and we ate like kings for 3 weeks because the owner, who owned the apartment as well, he'd be like, hey, I got all this lobster left over. You guys want it? Fuck yeah.
Oh, you got to be like the dump tanks where they're like, we got all this extra shit that's going to go bad?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
I mean, he would come up and give us like 15 fucking lobsters a night for 2 people.
Dude, that's fucking amazing.
To the point where when I moved here, because right after I got out of the Navy, I moved here. Like
you had to go back to fucking ramen, and you're like, God damn it!
I came back here, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Hey, let's go to the seafood restaurant." I was like, "Yeah, I'm done with seafood for a while."
You're so cashed out on that shit. When you're getting it for free every fucking night.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like if you take your favorite food every single day for 3 weeks, you're like, you know what? I need something different.
No, it totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
The only thing I miss about the military is, the camaraderie in the military is just, it's second to none. And the stories we tell on here are nothing to the shit you hear in the military. Like your daughter has heard some of the most fucked up shit on the planet, and she's like, yeah. So it's Wednesday. Got it.
So it's Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My buddy and I, we were in Thailand, and we were in Thailand for 2 weeks, and every morning we would go out and sit at a cafe and drink, just have a coffee, and watch the dudes coming home going, like, you took over training, didn't you?
Now me and my daughter, we get together. Okay, so I'm in law enforcement, so I cuss I cuss all the time. I was the only one in my family that really had a bad mouth like that until my daughter went to the military. And then she comes back, and we're just fuck, all,
Curse words are a prerequisite in the military.
Oh my God. I'm struggling so much with trying to clean up my fucking language because my kids are getting old enough that they're like, hey, I know that's a bad word, but Dad keeps saying it.
Yeah.
I want to be cool like Dad.
Dude, I've been out of the Navy.
Everybody.
I've been out of the Navy almost 20 years, and I still curse like a sailor.
Yeah.
My wife's just like, fuck it, I'm used to it, whatever. She's like, don't talk like that around the kids for like the first year. And then she's like, you know what? I don't care. They've heard it now.
I'm taking a college course right now that's communicating professionalism. And the question that was asked last week was, what do you think your biggest flaw is when it comes to professionalism? Like, I can't keep a clean mouth. Like, I'm gonna cuss up and down. Like, I could be at an interview and I slip up and like, oh shit, oh
yep.
Like,
it's funny
that's not very fucking professional. And she's like, what can you do to be better about this? I don't fucking know, dude.
we have a lady. There's an older lady who lives across the street. Her name's Juanita. Really sweetheart, right? It talks like an older lady you would imagine. I was cussing the other day. She slipped and fell, and we went to help her, and she said something, and I was cussing away. I was like, Juanita, you good? Did you slip on the fucking? You slipped on the fucking shelf? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, fuck. My wife. I was like, I gotta stop, man.
No, the hardest part about me is the not cursing every day, because I literally will, like I said, I will curse just as much as I did in the Navy. But my job, I spend all day on the phone with businesses. So it's like, I literally have to write a script. So I read it word for word.
Yeah, put that business voice on.
He starts to daydream. So yeah, you can add the fucking thing onto your card when you do this.
Fucking send it, dude. I'll send you a fucking email about it. How's that? Oh, I mean, we'll send you an email, and I struggle with it daily. It's gotten better, but like Connor called me out today. Well, we were talking on Snapchat before we started about tonight, because we had the motorsports show and then this show, and Chris couldn't make it. And I was like, yeah, I'll be up there. And Connor's like, you don't have to be so professional all the time. I was like, oh yeah, fuck you.
Like he sent like a voice note, and the way that he sounded like he was in a job interview. It's just like, dude, what is this, NBC4? What the fuck?
I've been up since 8 on the phone. I've been up since 8 on the phone. Just
I find so much enjoyment in watching older, like the elderly generation of people right now, say cuss words when you don't expect it.
Oh, I love
like those older people that like they look so infallible, like they're always so clean and nice and gentle, and then they're doing a puzzle and they can't find the right place and they call the fucking puzzle piece a cocksucker.
I have a friend here in town. I call her my Cancun grandma. She's an older lady from Virginia. She was my neighbor when I was with my ex. And I go over to her house every once in a while, just shoot shit. And out of nowhere, I'll say something. She'll just look at me and go, And it's the funniest thing. See, like a 70, 80-year-old woman flip you off. I never stop laughing. It is the funniest thing. And I'm like, Jesus, Jane, what the fuck? She's like, what are you going to do? And she was a school teacher for years. So like anytime I type something out, I'll send it to her first. Jane, what do you think of this? That's very professional. You've gotten better. Thank you. I'm sending this out to a fucking client.
Thank you.
Thank God for
ChatGPT. Send her the middle finger emoji. Thank you.
There's a photo online. It's one of those memes. It's an old lady flipping everybody off. I'll send it to her all the time. And then she'll send me a photo back of her doing this. She cracks me up.
My wife just came in with some beer. God, she loves me.
God love her.
Yeah, sorry. I was away from the keyboard there for a second. My wife brought home Taco Bell. I was over here trying to smash it as fast as I could so I could get back on the podcast.
I went and got chicken today. I got paid today, and I was like, I'm going to start, boys. I'll be back.
What'd you get, chicken?
I got me a rotisserie chicken. I'm here by myself. I'm going to eat that whole fucking thing.
With a 3-liter of Coke with it.
No, I bought a 1.5 liters.
Liter of cola.
Bought 2 of them. No, but like,
why is that vacuumed?
Is it for carbonation reasons?
I just crush it as I hold it. These are so flimsy that, like, if they got more liquid in it, they get.
It's like you just hold up to my hand. You just squeeze the Coke into your mouth.
Yeah.
Like one of those sports bottles.
Yes. Well, it's better than what I was doing the other day.
Watching the players just.
Blaze and I were doing Terrifier 3 on Nonsensical the other day, and my wife was watching, and she says, "Stop drinking out of the fucking Coke bottle. You look like a Neanderthal." She sends me this in a message. So I grab one of my energy drink cans and I start pouring the Coke in it. Because I was too lazy to get up and go get a glass out of the kitchen. It's 5 feet away. I
was gonna actually jump on and check that out too, but we ended up we had a cool ass day. Barbecued and sat out by the fire in the back. Kids came over. So
dude, you've seen Texas Brian on here, right?
I haven't seen Texas Brian.
The barbecue king of.
Oh yes, I have seen him.
God, yes.
I found a video and I sent it to him. I said, "Dude, if you don't make this, I'm gonna be pissed." They took chicken legs, and they, how you do what's the tomahawk steaks?
Oh, so he made chicken lollipops.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the chicken lollipops. I sent it to Brian. I said, "Dude, if you don't make this, I'm gonna be pissed."
Yeah,
and he's like, "On it." And I was like, "You're a dick." It's a good thing I don't live close to that dude. I would be 400 pounds tomorrow.
Does he throw down though? Is that what he does? He's a barbecue.
If you ever are on Snapchat and you friend him, you will get nothing but videos and pictures of him smoking briskets the size of me.
It's like twice a week too.
Yeah, it's like
if I lived closer to him, there would be lots of parties. It would be a great time.
Like I was literally
no way.
If I ever become a billionaire,
2 briskets a week.
I'm gonna tell Brian. I'm gonna call Brian and be like, "Quit your job. You're moving to Cancun, and you're gonna cook for me every fucking night. I'll buy you the biggest fucking barbecue you want. I'll buy you the house next door. I'm a billionaire. I don't care, but you're gonna cook all the fucking time, and I'm gonna be 400 pounds by the end of the month." Because, dude, he'll send you a video of him cutting a brisket. And it's just falling apart as he's cutting. You're like, "You're fucking dick. I'm so hungry." Next thing you know, you're ordering 400 things from fucking Uber Eats.
City Barbecue.
Yeah. Well, we were watching that Terrifier 3, and they're eating Chinese spare ribs in it. And Blaze and I both went, "Damn, that sounds good."
I actually haven't had Chinese spare ribs in the longest time.
I walked past the Chinese restaurant today on my way to the store, and I went, "No, not going to do it." not going to do it.
I mean, the closest we come, we get Panda Express every now and then.
Cancun's weird. Well, Mexico in general. There's a shit ton of Asians that move here and open up these. They do it in the supermarkets. The supermarkets like Walmart and stuff will have little kiosks in the front by the checkout that are little restaurants, and they literally call it Chinese food. And they sell the Chinese food buffet, where it's like you pick 2 mains and a side dish of rice and their noodles for like $10.
It's probably a huge serving too, huh?
Oh my God, dude. I'm like, how am I supposed to carry this? I don't have a truck with me.
Yeah. We have a couple of those.
Truck.
There's times where I'm like, I gotta go back in the store and buy a wheelbarrow because
That's a good problem to have.
And it's like I said, it's not expensive, but you eat it and then you instantly fall asleep. Like instantly. It's like
and you can never finish more than half of it.
Oh yeah, and well, that's the problem I have right now. I need to buy a new fridge because mine died. So I was like, I'll just put it in the fridge. No, I can't put it in the fridge. I guess I won't buy it today.
Soul Train says this dude on the bottom left played in the movie Powder. Did you play in the movie Powder lately?
I mean, I'm glad he recognized my starring role. I think I got
that movie's so weird.
Grammy.
I forgot about that movie. What did he have? Some kind of power or something?
Yeah,
he was allergic to lightning.
Was it lightning? I thought it was the sun.
It was lightning.
I know he was afraid of it. He was afraid of lightning or something.
He had like 30 fucking what do you call them on your
lightning rods?
Your house. Lightning rods. Thank you. He was. Just
I remember
like
he touched somebody and knocked them the fuck out with touch.
He had some kind of power.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
When you have a fucking taser,
you were in it. Tell us about
it. Yeah, you lived it.
I'm trying. I mean, it was
I think I saw that movie once.
Great movie.
I remember watching the preview for it going, "Good, this is gonna be an amazing movie." And I saw it and I was like, "Eh."
I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, I forgot
Chaka.
So.
I mean, I was hoping to rely on you for votes for.
I've never seen it. Otherwise, I would tell you it was awesome.
It's one of those weird movies. It was big when it came out and then instantly forgettable.
Yeah, forgettable. Yeah. So do better, lazy.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm not. I'm gonna not.
In the remake, when they do the remake and you're hired again, do better. Ask for better lines.
Yeah,
it's Hollywood. They'll do it. They'll remake it eventually.
Something like I'm tired of all these snakes.
My lines were great the first time around. I can't help it.
That movie was amazing. I love
snakes
that movie.
on the plane. It was
Everybody gave
Samuel
it
Jackson made it good, I guess. But
anybody else in that movie would have been completely stupid.
Yeah,
Snakes on the Plane was actually a decent movie. I wasn't mad.
He does that. He does that jacket flip whenever he turns around. Tired of all these motherfucking snakes.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. He was proud of that movie, boy.
I mean, what else do you need in life, Thor? Samuel Jackson just fucking roasting people.
We are starting to run low on time here, gentlemen.
I was just thinking that myself. I need to go to bed. I'm fucking fried.
Yeah, it's fucking 8:30 here, but Anyway, Jeff, you got anything fun to say?
No, I'm too tired.
Neither do I.
Life is hard. Get over it.
Yeah. Chaka, any
Life's
good,
not a dick. Don't take it so hard. There you
go. Any good last words from you there, Chaka?
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna read Ted's thing. He said Powder had a genetic abnormalities that gave him psychic powers, electromagnetic powers, but had the skin
electricity.
That's that. I'd like to keep that as my final statement.
There you go. dropping knowledge on people.
I'm stoned, and that fucked with me.
Fucking
Dude.
nail him in that knowledge, Chaka.
You guys are gonna
You
make me
and
watch
Ted,
this fucking
you
movie
and Teddy
again.
making it happen.
You guys are gonna make me watch this fucking movie again.
Jedi, any last words?
Nope. Just watch out, motherfuckers. You never know when this lightning bolt's gonna hit you.
Way to lean into it. Way to lean into it.
Nice. I've never been threatened by someone so posh. That was the nicest threat. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna call Lazy up tomorrow and
First.
be like, "Tell me a story so I can go to bed because you're so sweet."
that threat felt like a warm hug. Thank you.
It was. You know what? Because that's what it feels like when you get electrocuted. It's just really warm for a minute.
A warm hug. This feels like a warm hug.
Yeah.
Next time you
Like
taste
a
somebody,
really,
Chaka,
really
minute.
tight one.
For a minute until you burst into flames. God damn it.
Chaka, if you ever have to tase somebody, just be like, "Don't worry, this is a warm hug."
It's just a warm hug.
He throws gay lightning bolts. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fuck.
Wrap it up, Connor. Let's go.
You
Alright.
guys
Out of
keep
control.
fucking
Out
me
of
up.
control.
I've got nothing fun to say. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all of the things that you go look at things. Do that. Go see us. Like us. Share us if you love us. If you don't share us, then fuck you.
Fuck you
there's
guys.
that link. There's that link. Jeffy, help me out here.
Yeah. bio.link/nonsensical network. You can find all our info. And of course, don't forget to go and get some of our merch and spread us on you.
Yes, Sling Blade.
Sling blade.
I'm glad you got the reference. I was
was
just trying to
good.
be creepy, but whatever.
Hey, don't worry.
Don't
You did a
forget-
great job at being creepy. He just did a better job
I'm very
promoting
good
your shit.
at it. Don't
All
forget,
right.
Mondays is Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations and Men Caring for Men, just like this show we did tonight. Tuesdays, Glick's House of Music, where Glick's talking to musicians. Wednesdays, we do What the Fuck News. If it makes you say what the fuck, we're going to talk about it. Thursday, every
Oh,
other Thursday,
I like
Cash's Corner. Fridays is Nonsense and Chill, where Blaze and I watch movies and talk about them. And Saturdays, of course, we do the Nonsensical Nonsense Open Door Challenge, where you can come up and we'll give you shit. Sundays, Unnecessary Roughness with Glick and the gang, where they talk foodie football, and occasionally Jeff's Garage when I can be bothered.
See, there's
Hit the
no
button.
fucking way there's no fucking way I was gonna remember all that.
Dude, all you got to do is fucking read it. It's
Motherfucker.
at the bottom of your screen.
What did you just throw at me? Fuck you. I'm about to end the stream.
Hit the button.
All right. Chaka, thanks for coming up.
Thanks for
Lazy
watching.
Jedi. Lazy Jedi. Fuck. Have a good night.
Words are
Later.
hard, right, buddy?
Boy, road up, carry around, making noise.